Kobe's coming back. He's going to want to prove that he's still the best player in the league and that he can win 5 or maybe even 6 rings. So when he comes back, he's going to be motivated. He's going to be enthusiastic. He's going to be a leadership. He's going to want. He's going to be he's going to have
like,
that serious
obviously
motivation.
you're biased. How can you say that when he comes back, he's going to be a threat? Like, first of all, he got to get used to the system. You know that, right? He got to get used to the system. And second of all, they got to build chemistry.
Not the Nets. Nets are not going to be the team that's going to be able to challenge the Heat for the #1 spot. It's going to be the Pacers. The Pacers are coming back with Granger, and they're ready to take that next step. Not the Nets.
Number one. Number two.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of Talk is Cheap. My name is Giovanni Mentor and I am your host, and we have two of our analysts here as well. We have Kyle Shillenford and we have Ludolph McLaughlin. Now, what we're bringing to you today is two topics, and these are called our hot topics, alright? The first one is called, with Derrick Rose being back in the season with the Bulls, are the Bulls now a championship contending team? We're going to start it off with Kyle. Kyle, what do you have to say about this matter?
First off, Giovanni Mentor. First show, so we're on the road today. I'll go first, seeing that, the best goes first. First of all, I think Rose being back doesn't really change the fact of the Bulls championship contender. They had a good run last year without him, but they actually do need him. But I feel like he's not gonna make them a contender. Why? Because that's a whole year sitting out. That's a whole year sitting out. You have to understand he got to get used to the system. He got to get used to the Rose, plus Jimmy Butler is a new addition. They lost Marco Belinelli. They lost Asik from that supposedly championship year in 2010, where he won the MVP. And when back in 2010, he averaged 25 a game. If the Bulls are going to be a contender, Rose has to get back on that run. 25 and 7. For the first 2 games this season, he's averaged 15 and 3. With 3 rebounds. That's not going to cut it. It's obviously clear. And also, he's going to need help from Noah, from Boozer, the new addition, Jimmy Butler, and Deng. If Deng is not stepping up, because what our team's doing this year, they're double teaming him. They're trapping him. And the role players are going to have to come through. They're going to have to. So right now, I don't see them as a contender. Why? You got the Pacers on the go. Paul George, that boy is unstoppable. Kyrie and the Cavs, along with Bynum, they're in the picture. Miami's not going nowhere. And the newly added Brooklyn Nets with that starting 5, that's nasty. And you know it, Ludolph. So like I'm saying, for them to be a contender this year, Ludolph, that's something I can't say, obviously.
All right, Ludolph, what are your arguments towards that, or do you agree with what Kyle had to say?
Well, I don't agree with what he has to say. But to start it off, I want to say hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? When Derrick Rose comes back, he is going to be a difference maker for his team. Derrick Rose is one of 7 players to average 21 points and 6 assists. Those other 6 players are LeBron, Larry Bird, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Allen Iverson, and Dwayne Wade. All future Hall of Famers are already in the Hall of Fame, people that have changed the league for years to come and made league history. He's also the youngest MVP in league history. He's done a lot of things that he's proven that he's going to be a star player from now and before. Derrick Rose, he's been playing basketball his whole life. So just because he missed a year doesn't mean that he wasn't playing basketball. He's still in the gym. He's working out. He used to have a 35-inch vertical, which is 5 inches higher than the NBA average, and he said that he's up 6 inches higher now. So he's up to a 42-inch vertical, which is not a lot of players can say that they could jump 42 inches. So if he's going to be even more explosive, which is what Derrick Rose's game is mostly based on, I don't see how anyone could stop him. So you're saying he's coming back, but he's not going to be the difference. Well, he was already the difference. He won the MVP. He brought the team to the NBA Finals, to the Eastern Conference Finals, all by himself. Now they had a year to play by themselves. They have new players, newly additions that are going to make the team better. They're already used to playing without him, so when he comes in, it's going to be a good transition because they have a good coach in Tom Thibodeau. So I think Derrick Rose is going to be a difference in helping to make them be a championship contender team.
Okay, I like what you said at the end about the Bulls and them not having Derrick Rose for the past year, and now him coming back is just going to make just a stronger effect, right? But what I'm looking at is, if you look at the game with the 76ers and the Bulls not too long ago, you can see that Derrick Rose, he had 8 turnovers. You know, the team ended up presenting 3 out of 14 beyond the arc. You know, regardless if his career showed that he averages 21 points, 6.8 rebounds, I mean, it's still going to affect the team in some way that he's back now, that he is, of course, going to be shooting more. So if he doesn't bring up that percentage up, then, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I
agree with you.
Look at it at my point of view. Look at it at my point of view, right? First of all, the fans gotta acknowledge that this one here, he's a Rose lover. He's a Rose fan.
He likes Rose.
So this is a biased debate already.
This is not a biased debate.
But let me start off, right? You gotta understand.
I can't be biased toward Derrick Rose or anybody else.
But in his debate, what did he talk about in his debate? The topic says, are the Bulls a championship contender this season, right? His facts are Rose vertical leap, Rose explosive. We don't care about that, because guess what? When Rose was explosive and had that vertical leap in the 2010-2011 season, he averaged 25 and 7, mighty well. But understand, in the East Finals, what happened to him against Miami Heat? They shut him down. And he had to resort to his role players, Deng, Boozer, and they didn't show. So Rose has to make his players, his teammates, better, not him. That's gonna be the main factor.
That's what you missed in my part right there. I was telling you that they had a year to play without him. They improved. They learned how to play without him. They have more minutes. They have more chance on the court. They got more time to coach. They have more opportunities. Most of the time when Derrick Rose is there, he's the one ball handling. He's the one creating. They had chance to see who could do whatever, and they all improved. They all see that, oh, I can do this. And Derrick Rose noticed that. That's going to help them. That they have good coaching.
Well, hold on. Well, before we get farther with this, I mean, I kind of hear what Ludolph is saying, and if you look at it, I'm going back to the 76ers game again. When you look at Luol Deng making 20.7 rebounds, 4 assists for the Bulls, they have increased. They have gotten better. What's going to happen is, of
they're
course,
1 and 2 in the season.
Right.
1 and 2.
Right.
But why are they 1 and 2? Why are they 1 and 2?
Because they face good teams. They face the Miami Heat.
But why did they win that one game? Who won the one game?
Which one game?
The New York Knicks, the one game that they won so far this season. Who won it for them? Derrick Rose.
After he was 3 for 14 before that shot.
What are they playing for?
He was 3 for 14 and Melo missed the game-winning shot.
What are they playing for?
They're
playing to win the game. They're playing to win the game.
You cannot go down to the fourth quarter with teams like the New York Knicks, the Pacers, Miami. You cannot go down that in a game, in fact, best of game 7. You cannot do that in no playoff. Because guess what? They don't have consistency. If nobody's there to help Rose on a consistent basis, how are the Bulls gonna win? It shows every time they go in the finals.
They're just starting off. That's what you haven't noticed. Derrick Rose is just starting off. He's still getting a feel for the game. He hasn't been playing with this much contact, this speed of the game. He's still getting used to it. Derrick Rose is not going to shoot 35% from the court.
Of course.
He's not going to have average 15 points, 3.5. He's shooting 35%.
25 by my stats.
Your stats are obviously not up to date. He's averaging 15 points, 3.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, but Derrick Rose never averaged these lows in his whole career. So all he has to do is get a feel for the game back, and he's going to come back. He's a 5-time player of the week, 2-time player of the month, 3-time rookie of the month.
You see the past. You're going to the future.
All
NBA
NBA
first team.
2008, 2009, rookie of the year, AP All-American.
Let's go to the future.
This is what.
Let's go to the future. Question.
I told you
Let's
this
go down
future
the chart.
is when he gets
Let's
used to
go
the
down the
game.
chart.
You're gonna see these
Let's
stats
go down the
jump
chart.
up to
Can we go down the chart?
level.
Can the Bulls beat the Miami the best of 7?
They have a
Can
chance.
they?
That's
Yes
all
or no?
I'm saying.
Okay.
They have a chance.
Pacers, come on, that's a deadly team right there.
They have a chance. They match up very well
Brooklyn
against
Nets,
them. They have.
who just took down the Heat last night.
They have a very good chance.
Come on.
My point is they
hold on,
have a
guys.
very good chance.
Okay. All right. So the arguments are good. We're seeing that, of course, now with Derrick Rose back, of course,
better.
as being a superstar. Yes, they have a chance to get better. But just like Kyle was saying, you know, it's going to take more than just Derrick Rose to get better. All right, guys. Now we're rolling into our next hot topic. And before we even get started, coming into this year, we had a lot of off-season transitions. We've seen a lot of new faces. A lot of people have increased their percentages. Now, the big thing that, of course, we're all looking forward to, and the best thing to do is predictions, is what is this year's NBA Finals prediction? Who is going to come out on top in the finals? So, Ludolph, what do you think?
Well, you're right. I have been waiting for this one. I see there's a lot of teams. A lot of teams made a lot of moves. Teams are coming up. Teams that you don't expect to be championship contenders are going to be contenders this year, and some teams are going to fall off. But for my pick for the finals, I'm looking at out of the East. Of course, Miami Heat. It's obvious. They're two-time defending champs. They have the same people coming back. And out of the West, I'm going to look at, for a surprise, I know a lot of people might not have them. That might be the cheesy pick or the pick a lot of people not want. But I'm going to go with Golden State. So, well, Golden State, you know, they made the best offseason acquisition to me in bringing back Andre Iguodala. He's going to be a leader. He's going to bring decision making, and most importantly, he's a ball handler. So that means that Stephen Curry is going to be able to come off screens, which he's one of the best in the league, and come up and do what he does better than anybody in the league, and that's shoot. He's already made more threes than anybody has in one season. He's better three-point shooter than Ray Allen, Dirk Nowitzki. No one has ever made this many threes in one season last year, and he's coming back. He's still young, and he's going to improve. So I think that Golden State's going to be a good team. They're going to battle out the West playoffs, and they're going to make it through. Also, I think that they have the big thing is going to be Andrew Bogut and his health. If Bogut can stay healthy, that gives him that good defensive presence. With Iguodala, again, another key contributor, being able to set the defense while the Splash Brothers take over the offense, and they have Harrison Barnes as the X factor as a person that no team can match up with coming off the bench, which is amazing. And Mark Jackson's going to make all of it work together because he's a great coach, because he was a great point guard, and he showed by his winning percentage that he's a great coach. The Heat, you guys know about the Heat already, so I don't have to say much about the Heat. The same names: James Wade, Bosh, Chalmers. You know, they're all clutch. They're all back-to-back champs. They have Pat Riley running the whole team. Eric Spoelstra's the leader. He knows how to handle all the different personalities. They're a great team. Last year, they shot an amazing 49.6% as a team. Field goal percentage, that was tops in the league, and then three-point field goal percentage, they were second in the league behind the Golden State Warriors. So, the Heat and the Warriors this year. And as to who will win it all, 3 times. Back to back.
3-peat, huh?
You know, the Miami Heat.
Okay. All right, and Kyle?
I agree with him on the East side. We go with Miami. You know, because they're just, you know, they still got the same group. They got Wade, James, you know, Ray Allen, Bosh, who said he improved his jumper and being more aggressive. Okay. On the West side now, he said Stephen Curry. It's Stephen Curry, by the way. But on the West side, I have Houston Rockets. I have Houston Rockets. You know, okay. Seeing that he said Golden State made the best transition, the offseason transition, wrong. Dwight Howard coming to Houston to play along with James Harden. You cannot, and they still got Chandler Parsons, right? So let me tell you about this.
Where was Dwight last year?
So let me tell you about this, right? Where was Dwight last year? Dwight was in LA, averaging 17 and 12, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
Right?
I don't remember
So understandable. We have Houston coming out the West. Why? Because nobody in the NBA can stop Dwight. Nobody, few people can stop James Harden. He slashes, he cuts, he assists, he rebounds. He's an aggressor. So along with Jeremy Lin, they added Patrick Beverly. They have Chandler Parsons, Omer Sy. You can't tell me the West is not locked down for Houston. OKC, with Westbrook coming back, you know, and a little controversy between, you know, if they might be leaving soon, which doesn't, you know, matter because this season we're talking about. If you're talking about Golden State, Bogut, I don't see him. Injuries all day. He said if he stays healthy, that's a big if. That's like talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Next, David Lee. That's a one man. So who else is going to support David Lee? The Splash Brothers, I can commend them. But you have to understand, Iguodala working in that system, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And their bench, who do they have on the bench? They lost Jerry Jack. So who's going to fill that void?
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. You guys have said some pretty good teams, and I think, you know, of course they all, you know, have some good insights for this finals predictions. But what about the Brooklyn Nets? Come on, you guys can't overlook that. Added Paul Pierce,
okay,
added Kevin Garnett, Brook
Okay.
Lopez.
Why not?
Two big.
Brooklyn is a very nice team. I see the new additions, but I don't like how they're gonna gel with the first-time head coach and everything. My thing is Golden State and the Heat. They're already together. They already know how to win. They've already won, and they've all made improvements. LeBron's coming back off a career season. He shot over 56% from the field. He's ready to take over. He's want to put himself in the conversation of the greatest players of all time. If he wants to do that, he's going to have to win some rings, and he knows that.
Tell me
So
this, tell me
he's
this, tell me
going to
this.
be hungry.
Tell me this. I like your prediction on
He's
Golden.
hungry.
I like your prediction. Of course, LeBron.
Of course.
He don't win it, but I like your. I don't like your prediction on Golden State. What's a better matchup? Golden State versus Miami, or Houston versus Miami?
Are you
Anybody
talking
wants to
about-
see James Harden leading that
Who wants
Houston
to see
team?
that nasty beard? It's all about people want to see Stephon Curry
We
shooting
saw what
threes
they did.
and going back to back
We saw
and forth.
what they did.
You saw the game. Did you see the
Splash
game
Brothers.
yesterday?
They
Did
went
you see the game yesterday when Chris
yesterday.
Paul went against Stephon Curry? That's exciting. People want to see stars in the
Okay,
league go against one each other.
So you telling me
want to see
James Harden's not excited? You
Well,
telling me
not as exciting as
Dwight
Curry.
Howard
He's
is
not
excited?
as
James
exciting
Harden,
as Curry.
that's two big
He's not
matchups on that.
And
He's
that's
not as
Houston.
exciting as Curry.
What?
He's not as exciting as Curry.
Curry's known for what? Shooting,
Scoring.
Right? Scoring. What is
He's a
James
ma-
Harden known for?
But when we
But
talk about
pass.
when we talk about
He's
publicity,
more-
the
he's more
rebounds.
exciting.
Right, but when we talk about
Stephen Curry,
publicity-
it's more of a boom. You never know
Okay,
what's
tell me
coming
this, tell me
next.
this.
He
Okay,
can
okay,
shoot it from
you right,
half
you right.
court.
Look.
It's gonna go crazy.
In the West Finals, if Houston and Golden State meets up, you telling me Golden State gonna take it? Who's gonna stop Dwight Howard? That's foul trouble for David Lee
Bogut.
and Andre
That's
Bogut.
what I'm- that's why I said
come
earlier.
on.
Bogut needs to be there to lock down that defensive presence.
Bogut could have had a Tim Duncan last year.
Who's
Come on, Tim Duncan
What are you
was
talking about?
35.
They almost took that series.
Almost.
The only reason they didn't take that series,
Why?
they wasn't ready. That's
Okay.
their first time.
1
They
year.
learned off it. It's just like the Heat. They didn't win their first season. They took that next step to take it, and they won two back to
So
back.
do you think they're ready this year?
I think they're ready this year.
Against Houston?
The Houston's, OKC, San Antonio, no matter.
Okay, tell me this.
Listen.
Who's stopping James Harden?
It doesn't matter
It
who's
doesn't
stopping
matter.
James Harden. James Harden's going to get his points no matter what. It's who's going to stop Curry, Thompson, Iguodala,
They
Barnes,
need to be stopped. They're
David
young.
Lee.
They're young. They
They're
don't
all
have experience.
great.
They don't have experience
They
yet.
got the experience
James
left,
Harden
they're ready.
has that final
Iguodala's
experience.
gonna
He's been
lead.
to the finals.
And what
with
happened?
OKC.
What happened?
He wasn't the lead runner.
He fell.
He wasn't
He
the lead
fell.
runner.
He didn't do anything.
He
He
wasn't the
fell.
lead runner.
All right, guys, we just finished a pretty good argument between these two. They had some pretty awesome things to say. But we're moving on into our next segment, and it's the top 5 plays of the first week of the NBA action, all right? So now let's roll into the first clip, number 5. And here we go. Top play number 5. We have Derrick Rose with the game-winner shot.
Oh, he's clutch.
With the
There it
5.7
goes.
seconds left.
That's all I have to say.
Yo,
It's alright. It's alright.
Yo, Derrick Rose is
All
nice.
right. Game winner.
But you know, you also have to understand at the other end, you know.
And moving into top play number 4 of the season.
Landry
Okay,
still
Landry.
with the dunk.
Okay,
And the
Landry.
spin.
You wouldn't expect that from Landry. That's nice. That's nice.
That's nice.
Number 3.
Oh!
Blake, that was nasty.
That was that. That
Don't
was
do it
nasty.
to them like that, Blake.
Yo.
Slow motion.
Blake,
Oh,
Blake
man.
needs to go to anger man.
Yeah.
he's got on to play number 2 with Anthony Davis with the alley-oop dunk. Woo!
He's gonna be a star.
How high was
He's
he?
a star this year. He's gonna
Look
be a
at
star
that, look at
this
that.
year.
How high was he? Slow motion
He's
just
on the
makes it
next
so
level.
nice.
Is the one with Bledsoe with the game-winning shot.
Pull up.
Oh!
Beyond the arc.
That's
That was
nice.
nice.
That's nice.
You
nice.
got it.
I like
Oh,
that. I like
man.
that. So good job.
Look at that
Good
slow
job,
motion.
good job.
How much seconds was left?
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed it. That was the top 5 plays of the first week of NBA action. Now, we're moving into our next and last segment of the night, and that is Give Me Some. So what is Give Me Some? Give Me Some is where we have both of our analysts pick either a coach and or player, and they discuss areas that they need to improve on and to why. So, we're going to start off with Ludolph. Give me some.
Alright, this week my give me sums is 2 players. First I'm gonna go with Darren Williams. This is a chance to step up and take his team to the next level. He has championship players with him, and he's the leader. Him and Jason Kidd are gonna have to work together to make this team good. And so far he's only averaging 7 points and 8 assists. That's not enough. So Darren Williams, you gotta give me some. My second give me some is gonna be Andrew Bogut. Bogut, you have to stay healthy. When you're healthy, you're one of the best centers in the league. They just signed to a new 3-year, $36 million deal, and you don't have to get them a lot, but you got to get them some. Come on, Bogey.
All right, Kyle, give me some.
And my first give me some is Derrick Rose.
Okay.
Start off the game, I know it's early, but he's averaging 15 points with 3 assists, shooting under 30%. I'm going to need Derrick Rose to give me some. Why? Because guess what? If they want to get back to that 0-10 season where they went to the East Finals and Rose averaged 25 points, that can't happen. Not now. And come on, not in the future. So Rose, I'm going to need you to give me some. My last give me some is Jason Kidd, the head coach of the Nets. He's out for suspension for about 4 games. You know? So Brooklyn has been doing good so far. They just took down Miami Heat. But I don't see them going far without Jason Kidd as a coach. So I need him to get back soon and now. So Jason Kidd, the team needs you. So I'm going to need you to give me some.
Alright guys, that was the last segment of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to tune into next week's episode, same place, same time, and also make sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also find us on Instagram. And remember, always remember, that talk is cheap. See you guys next week.